Today is Friday, April 3rd, 2020. It is the first day of a stay-at-home order in my state, the state of Florida. Our governor finally sort of figured it out. I mean, he didn't. He didn't entirely, but at least he did something. And so we are on the very first day of a 30-day stay-at-home order. And my glasses have spray glue on them. I hate when that happens. That's even worse. 30 days of this order, and as far as I can tell by reading the order, I am able to continue working because I only deal with clients by phone or video, and I only ship products. Nobody really comes here and picks stuff up. Like, it doesn't happen, and obviously I won't allow it to happen right now. Anybody who wants to come can, we won't do that. I'll ship them their products. So I'm going to continue to work because I am blessed to have work. I hope that you do too. I know there's a really good chance that if you're watching this, you might not. And I hope that for you, there is, sorry, these are just so bad. I got it. This came with the desk, and even though it's dirty, I think it's better than what I got right now. So we will. Window cleaner, maybe? I mean, I know it's polycarbonate. I need new glasses anyway. Sorry, I know this is obnoxious. I literally had no idea they were this bad. Much better. All right. I'm fortunate to have work going on right now. I've got a wedding invitation I'm wrapping up, some B2B things that are happening. Now is the time to be investing in your business if you can, because there will be the other side of this. It'll exist. Things will be better on the other side of this for the world, for the economy, and for those businesses who are able to make strides towards what's new on the other side of this. And so if you can, now's the time to invest in your business. I have businesses investing in their brand work right now because now's the time to reposition, to repivot, to tell better stories. And one of the cool things that I'm really excited about, because there is life on the other side of this. I've got a secret project that hopefully you'll hear about soon if we can make it happen, and I think we can, which is a version of what I think the world will look like on the other side of COVID-19. But one of the things that I'm most excited about is I have always done my work has pretty much always been remote work. Occasionally I have local clients who are incredible, but the nature of where I live and the demographics around me means that my ideal clients, for the most part, they don't live here. They live other places. So by nature of the budgets and the types of weddings that would bring a fine press in to do work, typically wedding planners from around the globe will introduce their couples to me, and that's how we work. There are planners that I would love to work with who, by the nature of their business, have typically relied on local vendors. New York is a great market for that. The convenience of hopping in an Uber and meeting your couple at your stationer, at your cake baker, to be there is powerful. I know a florist who lives in Brooklyn who was moving his studio to Manhattan because Brooklyn was too far away. Literally in the same city, but in a different borough, and it was too far away from their people. There's something about that closeness that makes it easy, but right now you're not going to meetings. And that means all of those meetings, if they're happening, are virtual. Wedding planners and couples who have never known even how to use a product like Zoom are using it on a daily basis now for their own work, for their day-to-day lives, for socialization, for meetings. They're using it. It's a thing. It exists, and that makes me incredibly excited. I have always said Skype and FedEx are my two best friends. Zoom is probably going to be it after this because everybody knows how to use Zoom. From virtual happy hours to dates to meetings, things are happening on Zoom. And hopefully there will be other products too in competition. But the idea that you have to be there in person to experience something is going to go out the window on the other side of coronavirus. My children are students in elementary school, and their lives are going to be forever changed by this, I think, as a whole for the better. There is a lot of bad that goes along with this thing, but there will be life on the other side of it. The life that I'm seeing on the other side of it is a world where if you make some really great decisions about your business or the way you live your life, there is a ton of opportunity on the other side. Look, you and I may be very much alike. I am overwhelmed by all the productivity people right now. I actually have in here more work than I can handle by myself and literally can't hire anybody right now. Hopefully it'll last, but as of right now, I've got a week or two, maybe more of that. And then on the other side of that, I don't know. So I'm overwhelmed when I'm scrolling through Instagram and see all these people that are, just living their best life from their home and doing all these amazing things. It can be overwhelming, but to whatever extent you can, now is the time to be looking towards the future and seeing what possibilities exist. I said in my Insta Live this morning, one of the challenges is it's hard to be creative when your basic needs aren't being met. I don't know if you know Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but the really basic ones are like safety. If you don't feel safe, it's hard to do higher order things, and creativity is definitely at the top of that. If you don't feel safe, how do you be creative? I would encourage you, as much as you can, reach out to other people who are thoughtful and creative, and just take half an hour every day to reach out to some people and spend time with them. Reach out to me with questions you might have. I think life on the other side of this is going to be pretty amazing for most of us. And I hope that that's true for each and every one of you. And I think one of the best ways that we can do that is to really start to look towards the future and what is going to change, because everything's going to change. My kids' lives on the other side of this is for my kids, they are in first grade and in fourth grade right now. There is a time to mourn. They both had great classroom situations. There's a time to mourn the fact that they may not go back to school this year, that a quarter of their year is just given up to coronavirus. There is a time to mourn the people that will pass as a result of this. I mean, there is definitely, I'm not denying the ugliness of this thing, but in the middle of this, the acceleration of learning what it means to be a digital native, of the ability to control language digitally. I just bought an Arduino for my daughter and I to learn how to start to build computers, because that's a skill that as a teenager, as an adult, will hopefully benefit her in some way. And so the one thing that I can do on the weekends when I can really slow down is sit with her and learn how to do cool things, how to become a more digital native with her. There is so much exciting stuff on the other side of this. My children's comfort with learning true, deep, meaningful learning from a screen is going to be through the roof, as is hopefully almost every kid out there. Obviously, we have real challenges with access to the tools necessary. My wife is an elementary music teacher, and we see that very much from the front lines for her, that there are plenty of children in her own school that struggle with access to these tools. But for those that have it, the other side of this is going to be, the world is going to be a better place on the other side of this. I really do believe it. And so there's a bright side. It may be hard to see it as we're in the darkest parts of it, but it's there. And I hope that you can find what that bright side is for you, what the future looks like for you, and chase after it, because there's something there. I was just talking to a friend today who his business model is completely changing as a result of this. Something that had been completely in person is now going to be a different product done virtually that I think is going to be so much better for him and will allow him to scale far beyond what he would have been able to do before. I'm super excited for him. I'm super excited for you. Hopefully you can see the amazing things that are available moving forward. The next video I do will be a pretty production heavy video. There are some exciting things happening here that I can't wait to share with you. If you enjoy these videos, could you do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, and if you'd like to support the work of making these videos, you can do so at patreon.com/afinepress. I'd love to thank my patrons right here, and especially Torsten Jansky and Jordan Marble, a new journeyman level patron. Thank you so much for your support. I cannot wait to share what's going on in the studio with you. You should see some of that next week. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.